Boxing Truth here. Just wanted to bang out a quick video. It's Friday night before I go out. Anyways, I want to talk about this heavyweight fight, the co-feature to Wilder Spilka on Showtime, and what will kick off the fight night for Saturday, what should be the start of another exciting year of boxing. Anyways, I want to talk about the co-feature. It's featuring Charles Martin versus Vyacheslav Glazkov, the Ukrainian heavyweight. That's promoted by Main Events. It's a intriguing fight in many ways because it's to me it's an even fight. It's an even fight, and it has significance. It's for the vacant IBF heavyweight title. Whoever wins this fight will be considered a paper champion. But besides that, it's still a significant fight for both guys. Glazkov's making good money for this fight. He's getting a pretty good purse, a lot more money than he would have gotten for a Wilder fight. Plus, Main Events doesn't have to give any options to Al Heyman for this fight. It's one and done. They take care of business. They don't have to deal with Heyman afterwards after this. Anyways, this fight, I'm leaning towards Charles Martin. Even though I know it's a gamble to pick Charles Martin for a lot of reasons. He hasn't fought anybody. He's a very soft resume. He's ranked 41 in the world by BoxRec. He's fought nobody. A bunch of nobodies. Never even heard of these guys. Don't know where they found them. But I seen tape of him. I gave him the eye test. He's a decent heavyweight. He's got athleticism. He's from St. Louis, Missouri. He's a southpaw. He throws a lot of punches. He's got good athleticism. He lets his hands go. He's a decent heavyweight. The only problem is he hasn't fought anybody. But just because you haven't fought nobody doesn't mean you can't fight. I don't want people to misunderstand me when I say, your resume's weak or you can't. No, it doesn't mean that. You have to give fighters the eye test all the time. You can't just go on BoxRec, look at a person's record and say, "Oh, he's a bum. He ain't fought nobody." You have to watch tape on the guy. You have to see how he fights. You have to see his skill set. You got to see his athleticism. What does he have? What does he bring to the table? There's plenty of fighters that are like that in boxing right now. Plenty of fighters that have weak resumes, but if you give them the eye test, they're good fighters. I'll give you a few examples. Terrence Crawford. Very good fighter. Give him the eye test. He has a soft resume, so that's fine. He's fought decent fighters. He hasn't fought any A-level fighters. He hasn't really even fought B-plus level fighters. He just needs to fight to showcase that talent. We won't know how good he is until he showcases that talent. Another fighter, Felix Verdejo. He shows a lot of talent. He hasn't fought anybody yet, though. He needs to step up. Hopefully this year he'll step up. Errol Spence, another fighter. You give him the eye test, he looks very good. Looks very strong. I like the way he fights, but he's fought a lot of no-hopers, for a lot of cherries. Nothing to brag about with his resume. However, you got to give fighters the eye test. Charles Martin, good fighter, good size, good heavyweight. He's a much bigger than Glazkov, outweighs him by 30 pounds at the weigh-in. Glazkov only weighed 218 for the fight. Here's what makes this pick. It's a gamble. Here's what makes it risky. Glazkov has a lot more experience. He has a great amateur background. He won a silver medal at the 2000 World Championships. He won a bronze in the 2008 Olympics. However, if you guys have been watching my videos, it doesn't mean just because you have great amateur success doesn't mean it's gonna equal that It doesn't mean you're gonna equal the success as a pro. Plenty of examples of amateur fighters that did great in the amateur ranks. They didn't live up to hype as a professional. You look at his resume; it's decent, but it's still a little lacking. He's fought more experienced guys. He fought Thomas Adamek. Thomas Adamek was on his last legs, though. However, he didn't. Thomas Adamek's flawed fighter, beatable guy, not a natural heavyweight. He's not a heavyweight. He got a decision over Steve Cunningham. I watched that fight, very close fight. Could have went either way. A lot of people thought Cunningham won. It was a boring fight. I can care less. I don't care who really won the fight, but it was a close fight. Cunningham is also not a natural heavyweight. He's a cruiserweight. He's fought guys like Malik Scott. Lost a lot of respect for Malik Scott. He laid down for Deontay Wilder in a fight in Puerto Rico on the undercard of, I believe was Danny Garcia, Mauricio Herrera. He straight up laid down for him. Reminded me a lot of Mike Tyson, Bruce Seldon back in '96. It was exactly like that. It was a joke. Really black eye for boxing that day. Anyways, when I watch Glazkov fight, I'm not very impressed. He's very slow-footed, very robotic. Doesn't really have the athleticism. He's got a decent jab. He's got the basic skills down. Doesn't have much pop. He's a smaller guy. And also, he hasn't fought a guy like Charles Martin before. He's fought in big guys before, but he's never fought a big guy with the type of athleticism and the type of style Martin brings to the table. He's never fought a fresh guy, fresh big guy before. Charles Martin he's fresh. He's young. He's 29. He's got some talent, and he's been very active. A lot more active than Glazkov. They've been really keeping him in the ring. He fought 4 times last year. I like when I see him fight. He lets his hands go. He seems to have some power. 22-0, 20 knockouts. He just hasn't really fought the caliber opponents to really know how good he is. I'm rolling the dice with this pick. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, whatever. But I think Charles Martin will pull out this win. He's also got the home court advantage. It's Heyman's show. It's Heyman's network. Showtime. The judges, you never know when it comes to Al Heyman. Like Paul Malignaggi says, whatever Al Heyman wants, he gets. So Glazkov he's gonna be against it a little bit in this fight. If he wants to pull out the decision, he's gonna have to make it a lot more clear than the one against Steve Cunningham. We'll see what happens with the winner of this fight. If Charles Martin wins this fight, and I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but it's definitely an option for Heyman. Because I know Wilder, if he beats Spilka Saturday, which I believe he will, if he beats Spilka, he wants to fight Povetkin next. He does. Look, I know I criticize Wilder a lot, but at the end of the day, Al Heyman controls who he fights. He has to fight who Al Heyman tells him to fight. But, Wilder, he wants to fight the best guys out there in heavyweights. He's very confident in himself. He's full of himself. He's the WBC champion. He thinks he's the king of the world. That's fine. Tyson Fury is the real champ. But, Wilder still has the opportunity to prove everybody wrong. And he wants a Povetkin fight, but Wilder believes in himself. But if Heyman and Wilder's team don't believe in him, they could request for a unification fight with Charles Martin to perhaps bypass the mandatory with Povetkin. I'm not saying that's going to happen. The WBC will have to approve it. But Mauricio Suleiman, the president of WBC, he's buddy-buddy with Al Heyman again. Their tournament, pretty much at the 147-pound, 54-pound divisions for the vacant WBC titles, they're pretty much filled with nothing but Al Heyman fighters. Mauricio stated to the media he invited all promoters to participate. Obviously, top-ranked Golden Boy declined to participate. They didn't even respond for obvious reasons. They're in litigation with Al Heyman. No Al Heyman fighters will be fighting Golden Boy promoted fighters or top-ranked fighters until those cases are over. At least for the time being, until those cases come to a conclusion. Anyways, I'm not saying it's going to happen. Most likely it won't. I believe Wilder will end up, if he wins Saturday, he will end up fighting Povetkin. And if he can make a statement on Saturday, and if he could, if he fights Povetkin and makes a statement against Povetkin, knocks out Povetkin, he will get the respect he yearns for. I know a lot of people. His trainer, Wilder's trainer, Mark Brainland said, even if Wilder knocks out Povetkin, they'll say Povetkin is a bum. That is not true. No hardcore fans are going to say that. I know for sure. If Wilder steps into the ring against Povetkin and knocks him out, he will get the respect that he's been yearning for, the recognition that he wants. Especially if he knocks out Povetkin, he'll definitely get the respect. It will make the fight with Fury even bigger. It will be the fight that everybody will be talking about, and everybody will be demanding. And that's exactly what Wilder wants. He wants to make the statement on Saturday that is the first step against Spilka, and he wants to fight Povetkin, and he's going to look to make a statement against Povetkin. We'll see what happens Saturday night. Looking forward to the card, especially the co-feature. Intrigued with this bout. I want to see what Charles Martin got. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.